All right, in this video, I want to talk about the death of Bitcoin Core. This question has been proposed by Bitcoin Core developer Luke Dasher, or Luke Dash Jr. on X. And now let me give some premise here, and I'm going to also run you through a little bit of a dialogue that I have with Grok about this to kind of get some background on what's going on. So apparently that Bitcoin Core is trying to upgrade. They're trying to do some adjustments to add in an op return. Now let me let Grok kind of break this down because it gets a little bit technical. Yeah, first of all, I had to frame this image right here because I was so shocked. Bitcoin Core is dead. Luke Dash Jr. He's one of the core developers. Dead. Okay. This is news. I guess people didn't know about this. It's dead. Wow. It's kind of a big deal. Bitcoin Core is dead. That's his. I had to screenshot that so it wasn't deleted. That really happened. He said that. He also said here, Bitcoin is dead if people adopt Core 30. Then he's, I'm not going to go to all this. There's other posts in here that were really interesting before I show the Grok stuff. Here we go. Satoshi is the original author of Bitcoin, which Bitcoin Core is a fork. Bitcoin Core is a fork of the original Bitcoin. And he said that a couple times now, here just recently, saying that Bitcoin Core is a fork. It's a hard fork off of the Bitcoin protocol. And if I could find the other posts, I will share them here. They're really important. On the flip side, look at this guy. 2 million Bitcoin in one address. That's 222,616.48 something. Bitcoin SV, which is just the original Bitcoin protocol. 11.38% of the network this guy's got in one single wallet. That's huge. Some whale is just absolutely stacking those. I mean, in one wallet, dude. Like, is that Satoshi? It's got to be Satoshi. Who else would do that? All right, so I'm not allowed to bookmark it. It's hard to find because I'm blocked, apparently. So Core, this is him. Luke, Core is a fork of Satoshi's original Bitcoin. Core is a fork of Satoshi's Bitcoin. Satoshi himself, he never worked at Core. This is another guy, Anal, who said that he got it as well. He got blocked too. Luke blocks a lot of people, apparently. Blocked me. I don't know who he is, but I heard of him, but he blocked me. I have no beef with the guy. I don't know why he's blocking me. Core is a fork of Satoshi's original Bitcoin. All right, so now here is the hoopla that's going on right now. Basically, the claim is that Bitcoin Core is a software most Bitcoin nodes, computer nodes, validate the transactions used to enforce the network rules. Vision 30, expected to release October 2025, introduces controversial changes to mempool policies, rules about which transactions a node will rely before they mine the blocks. The most debated change is the op return limits. It could add in arbitrary data. So this arbitrary data is like data, more data on chain, which they call spam, bloats the chain and risks regulatory scrutiny. Now, here's a claim that I've never heard before. Now, it says here, okay. So it said centralization and node death. 27% of the nodes now run knots. V30 users might auto ban nodes via scripts, framing 2017, framing the network, echoing the 2017 block war that birthed the Bitcoin Cash. Hosting nodes exchanges could shut down in mass if regulators flag illegal content, spam via anonymous miners, as in the BSV chain. Few nodes, less decentralization. So I said, well, why the reference to the BSV chain? What is this about with the illegal content, spam, etc.? It says, let's break down the specific concerns about the centralized node deaths related to Bitcoin version 30 and the chain, etc. Okay, so what's happening? I went through that. Now here's the reference here. The mention of the BSV, Bitcoin SV, ties into the cautionary tale about what happened when the blockchain policies allow unchecked data storage, leading to regulatory and reputational damage. Bitcoin Satoshi vision is, according to Grok, in 2018, it's a hard fork of Bitcoin Cash, which itself forked from Bitcoin. It's not what Luke Dash Jr. said, and he's the core developer. BSV aimed for massive blocks, up to 4 GB, to enable big data use cases like enterprise applications. The CSAM incident in 2021 and 2020 and 2021, BSV's lack policies allowed bad actors to embed illegal content on its blockchain. Since blockchains are immutable and nodes to store data, the BSV nodes were inadvertently hosting illegal material. This led to delisting. Major exchanges like Binance and Kraken delisted BSV between 2019 and 2021, citing concerns over its governance rules. I never heard that before. Where was that? They delisted Bitcoin SV because of regulatory problems, like flagged it as holding illegal content. So node declining, BSV node count plummeted 500, et cetera, and running node became legally risky and storage intensive. Relevance to 30, op return relaxation mirrors BSV's anything goes approach. Anything goes, free speech? How dare you put free information? How dare you let people speak freely like that? Anything goes. How dare you do that? If somebody wants to publish a self-incriminating document or evidence on the chain, you don't want to let them do that? We can use that against them. I mean, like that's on them. That's their responsibility. People have a duty. You know, when I post on Tree Chat, it all shows up on chain. I'm like, oh, shoot, I don't think I can delete that. It's free speech. It can't go on. It can't get deleted now. I like that. Yeah, maybe I want to go and delete it and edit it later, but I can't. Oh, well. So I don't know about this anything goes, where this benefit of this is. Proponents, Jimmy Song and Luke Dash Jr., they're critics. They say that it's going to bloat the chain, alternative node runners. BSV is a warning. Unchecked data policies can ruin the chain's reputation. Bitcoin censorship. Comparisons overblown. The 1 megabyte block limit and cultural focus on money, not data, prevents BSV scale issues. You don't want the chain scaling, right? That's the key. Scaling is dangerous. Scaling on chain. The centralization of node death fears stems for V30's permission data policies, which could split the network, core versus knots, bloat the chain, and invite regulatory crackdowns, as seen with BSV's debacle. While Bitcoin's resilience make it a total collapse unlikely, critics see V30 as a step towards centralization, where fewer nodes and more institutional control erode its decentral ethos, and BSV reference underscores the real-world risk of lax data policies. Proponents argue that Bitcoin's design and community will adapt, but the debate highlights a deeper struggle over Bitcoin's identity, money versus multi-use platform. Stay informed, run your own node, and choose your software wisely to shape its network's future. Look at that. Grok's giving us advice here. Run your own node. I mean, I have to ask a question and share this. Let me just pause. Yeah, so I had to ask Grok. I said, please read the original Bitcoin white paper from 2008 and for the definition of a node and a miner, and please state it here. Then please reevaluate your recommendation of running your own node. As it says here in this recommendation from Grok, stay informed, run your own node. Now, this is another thing that's going on right now on X, where people are saying the same thing. I guess maybe it was on Luke's page here. I'm trying to scroll through where I saw it. There's this thing about running your own node. Everybody should run a node, right? That's the theory. All right. Wow. Look at this. It's going. Super Grok is just going crazy, man. Look at how much work it's doing. Nodes brought. So it's really. I don't know how. What I'm noticing is on Perplexity, I can actually see the research it's doing. Here, I can't. Definitions from the original white paper: Bitcoin, peer-to-peer electronic cash. Below, I'll quote the most relevant roles. The most relevant direct white paper definitions. All right. So node. A node from Section 5. Nodes are portrayed as the fundamental participants of the Bitcoin network. They handle transaction, broadcasting, validation, block creation, and consensus enforcement. All right. New transactions. Each node works to find a difficult proof of work for its block. When a node finds proof of work, it broadcasts the block on the nodes. Nodes accept blocks if they're transactions. Okay, nodes express their acceptance of the block, etc. This outlines nodes as active agents in propagating transactions, assembling blocks, performing computational work. Conclusion: the network is robust and unstructured simplicity. Nodes work at all once in little coordination. All right, here the nodes are described as uncoordinated, anonymous entities that can dynamically join or leave the network, and they vote through computational power. In essence, the node is, in the white paper is in any participating running software to validate, relay the blockchain. Okay, minor. I'm not going to go through all this. Reevaluation of my overall recommendation. My previous recommendation discussing Bitcoin Core 30, I recommended running your own node. This was framed in context of decentralization, where users can avoid relying on third parties. Based upon the white paper's descriptions, though, my recommendations align strongly with Satoshi's vision, if anything, is reinforced by it. The white paper portrays nodes as the core of Bitcoin's resilience, decentralized entities that validate transactions and enforce rules through voting on chain. Full node embodies this by allowing you to independently verify the entire blockchain. Reject invalid blocks. What about actually it's missing it. Nodes, it says it here. Nodes hold a transaction, create blocks. Nodes must create blocks. They must create blocks. If you're not creating any blocks, you're not a node. So, anyways, this is the latest drama. Now, back to this whole Luke Dash Jr. thing, though. It looks to me like they're having an absolute panic in core with this thing with the op returns. And I think it's all started from my main man who's going by the name of Bruce Louu over there at SCrypt, now formerly Shiae Louu, who's created this movement to kick in OpCat, additional op codes on Bitcoin Core. And so it's creating a massive amount of just war inside of Bitcoin Core right now because they want to change it and they're calling it spam and Bitcoin Core is dead, like he said. This is just an exciting time to be alive right now as it all unfolds. Another video coming out. I want to break down this podcast that I'm seeing with the guy who's in charge of AI development for the White House right now, and his view on cryptocurrency. I haven't watched the whole show yet. It just came out on Sean Ryan. I'm trying to navigate through it in my spare time, but yeah, that's going to be coming soon. Hit the ones. I will see you at the top. This is Gavin. Later.